The French news agency had a headline we linked to up on prisonplanet.com Sunday that told it like it is. Cyber security, the new direction of the Pentagon. They're saying everything is cyber, everything is internet, everything is computer, everything is hacking computers, everything is loading viruses onto printers that they gave the Iraqis in the months before the invasion in 1990. This is the control grid. This is the master control system. And I filled up almost an entire booklet this weekend of ideas and points I wanted to make about this. And then I tend to get off into other news and start taking calls and having guests on and not getting to all this properly because I don't want to just cover a piece of it. I want to cover every piece of it that I see and then every pre-programmed response. Like earlier, I've tried to get into this twice today and then run out of time. And I just get up to the point of, yes, they're announcing this is the power to shut the internet off. Yes, they're saying they're going to filter. Yes, they're saying they're going to restrict. You know, just so when I talk about this and people are listening or watching at prisonplanet.tv or a year from now watching this, you know, when it's got 1 million views on the internet somewhere, if we still have the web, that I can counter. That's why I'm successful. I can counter every preconditioned piece of disinfo they have if I take the time out to do it. Because I know the first thing when I get up here on air and say they're openly announcing they want to be able to shut the internet down. They're not shutting it down. That's impossible. They are saying they want the power to be able to shut it down, that they're going to tax it and regulate it and track everything you do and make you have subdomains on other people's sites and get rid of the free internet as we know it. And yes, if they take over all the major hubs, yes, they can do it. And then I can get into all the evidence, but there's just so much denial. I mean, I had people up until last week denying GM was going to go bankrupt when I told you 2.5 years ago it was. I think I need to hire just an employee to go through all our videos and articles and shows just to toot our horn because that's what matters. That is effective. Here's Lindsey Williams, and he got it from a separate source, former head of an oil company, going around saying 9-10 months ago that oil for at least the next 6 to 8 months was going to drop below $50 a barrel when it was at $1.49 a barrel. That sounded insane. It happened. And then a listener pointed out, hey, Paul Watson wrote a Bilderberg Group article. Jim Tucker said his Bilderberg sources said they were going to cut the price of oil by at least half. That sounded crazy in 2008 in June, a year ago. Just a year ago, it was $149 a barrel. It sounded insane. And it turns out we're the source of all that, the source of the revelations, prisonplanet.com, with that exclusive with Jim Tucker, and we don't even know we predicted it. Like everything else. I mean, we know their exact plan. That's why they're attacking me everywhere and going after me with asinine attacks in mainstream media and alternative and everywhere else, because they know we've hit on what's accurate. And it takes me realizing just how important the issues are I'm talking about. Will you call Rob Doing here? I want to ask who's on the show tomorrow, because I know I told him a bunch of guests I want on, and I may just cancel some of them. Will you call Doing here? I want to decide right now. Because I may just do 4 hours with no calls, no guests, no nothing to go over all my notes and things I want to cover. Because it's I'm not whining, but it is. It's psychologically and intellectually exhausting to, now he's at lunch. Yeah, will you just since Deuce gone, will you go look at tomorrow's schedule and just tell me who's on tomorrow? Thanks. Because I don't want to make an announcement that I'm going to do a whole show on one thing tomorrow and then not do it. Or then some new horrid thing will happen tomorrow. Let me just do this as simply as I can. I'll do a simple synopsis tomorrow. I printed a bunch of articles up to back all this up, and then we'll detail it all tomorrow, at least 1 hour of the show, plus the economy and the bankers and killing the dollar openly. I mean, it's all happening. They're openly raping us. Come on in, Douglas. Rivero and Tarpley, those are good guests. I'm not going to cancel them. What times are they on? Rivera will be at noon. Why is he on at 12:15? He's supposed to be on at 12. Oh, say la vie. It doesn't matter. Okay, whatever. I'll do it in the first hour then. But I'm going to do it right now, too, an abbreviated version. After I tell you about who makes this radio show possible, number one, we're going to have the Money Bomb June 11th. A listener started the first Money Bomb, Eric Nordstrom. It was listeners' ideas, and the extra $250,000 that was raised helped us move into a 7,800 and something square foot building, helped helped us set up this PrisonPlanet.tv system that you're seeing right now, and took us to that level. If we could raise another $250,000, I could hire a couple more video people and get the space next to us and do the TV thing properly. If not, I'll do it on the cheaps. But we have had something like $30,000 pledged so far, or actually given. You can enter your email there to pledge so you can stay in contact with us. It's InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com, InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com, or you can link through on the big banners at InfoWars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And we just asked folks on June 11th to donate, whether it's $5 or $1,000, and the 100% of the Money Bomb money will go towards buying new equipment and personnel and what we need to do here. And believe me, I almost don't want to take on more responsibilities, but other people aren't doing it, so we've got to go to the next level and do it. And I've been trying to put more things out, like the new Aaron Russo video that's now out at PrisonPlanet.tv and ships on DVD in 2 days, June 3rd. Order that at Infowars.com. We're putting out the monthly best of with the Infowars arsenal. I mean, we're trying to make more films, trying to make 3 or 4 films a year instead of 2 films a year. I'm trying to do everything I can do as best I can because I know we're reaching people. I went down and got a little cabin in Port Aransas for 3 days with my wife and children, and I rented one of those golf carts with a little lawnmower engine in it to putt around at 10 miles an hour on the beach, and the beach was totally packed, just cars end to end. And I would drive with my children, and every 5th vehicle, they'd go, Alex Jones, Alex Jones, as I rode down the beach, and my wife was like, this is incredible. And then 3 places we went to eat. The waiter and the manager and the hostess were all fans. One place called Pelican Landing yesterday as we're leaving town eating lunch to drive back to Austin. I'm like, my God, everybody's awake down here. There were people down there visiting from New England who were listeners. There were, and I'd be riding down the beach and black people be waving, Alex Jones, hi, we're big fans. People with mohawks, hey, Alex Jones, we're big fans. And I was just like, my God, I'm just little Alex Jones. And I'm down here at Port Aransas at the start of the big beach season. Absolute heaven, baking sun. I mean, I swim around in the ocean all day. The water, I could say I visited the Caribbean this weekend. But I didn't. I visited the Gulf of Mexico. I've never seen the Gulf this clear. I swam out 500 yards or so onto the jetty. Because I get there at the jetty to crab fish, and there's scuba divers everywhere going, I'm seeing Spanish mackerel and sergeant fish and sharks, and people were catching sharks. And I went to the store, bought a cheap mask and snorkel. There were jellyfish. I didn't care. You couldn't keep me out of clear water. I jumped in that and skin dived for hours, the jetty. It was absolute heaven. Been going to that jetty since I was a little kid, and it's not dirty water. It's just sandy and churning. And it was amazing. To dive the Port Aransas jetty was a real treat. Plus, it's like an action-adventure thing. You got jellyfish all around you, and you're dodging them, the big stinging kind. People call me crazy, but it was fun. Because they all had wetsuits on, thought I was nuts. And I saw Spanish mackerel, big old crabs walking across the bottom. Because it's a different type of beach to skin dive than the Caribbean. You go to the Caribbean and you snorkel and stuff. See, I'm already digressing. Folks, I don't want to cover the cybersecurity. I don't want to have my head hurt. I mean, it's so bad, the total takeover of society. They're openly announcing the end of free speech everywhere, and I got my own listeners emailing me saying it's impossible to shut the web down. They shut down 5 or 6 of the peer-to-peer